Good afternoon, everyone. I'm kind of somber today, for a couple of reasons. I'm not gonna really divulge into the ins and outs of it, but just basically got some bad news yesterday, and it's kind of thrown me into a panic mode to the point where I did have a really large panic attack and was crying for a good like 2 hours. So my head hurts still. There also could be a little bit of
The
lack of
Steambird
food.
is an excellent publication.
A little bit of lack of food, but I did try to eat and I immediately wanted to not eat anymore. Not that the food tasted bad, it just completely didn't agree with me. So I hopped into the shower before stream, so I'm thankfully on time. Funny enough, because usually when this happens, I'm in the shower for like a good solid 40 minutes, and that was less than that. So I've tapered my headache a little bit just to at least do dailies with you guys. Um, Yeah. So let's get to it. What the hell achievement
They
did
have
I
many.
get here? Paralyze the ruin guard by attacking it. What? You can't tell me I've never done that. Frozen flow. Use cryo. Okay, that one's Imaginarium Theater 100%. So yes, thanks to Forrest, the Imaginarium Theater got completed for the new one and the old one. I tried doing the old one before reset. I got to the final boss, which was Arlecchino's world boss, and I couldn't beat it. I had literally anywhere between 2 and 3% every time, and I would run out of time. So I don't know if I was misspiring Starfell Fall or Starfall, whatever it's called. It's Geo Traveler's skill or what. I don't know what was happening.
Standing jerk.
Actually, we can grab those here too. Turn that off. All right, let's
And the editor-in-chief is always open to new ideas. But most important,
am I do. Okay. And then this will need to get used as well.
they pay their writers on time.
Oh my god, Charlotte. It's down here. All right, we're gonna spend the resin or the I'm blanking. Condensed resin. On Mora, and then
Let's hope you'll pull up a good
Strike
fight.
a pose!
Go! You're free now!
what was that?
Shoot! Bomb!
Actually, after Forrest did the theater, because of the stuff that happened, I actually forgot to go into Genshin myself and do my dailies, so I missed out on some primos, which is alright.
Go! You're free now! You're free!
I'm honestly trying not to give too much of a shit. I'm honestly more upset about it on my main than here. Um, Only because I'm just saving for Skirk and want to make sure I have everything for Skirk. Okay, I feel like these ones have... Hello.
Let's fly. Locked on. Ah.
Okay, cool. You guys can remain broken. They're like just sitting there. What? Oh.
It's pouring out here. Oh wait, the water levels aren't rising, are they?
Tell me what you see. Farewell!
Hold that pose.
Take a deep breath and grit your teeth. My wait was not in vain.
I mean, is it possible for the baby Saurians to look at you menacingly? I think I still have roughly a week to do the combat event, so I still have time to do that.
Let's hope you put up a good fight. Time to say hello.
Hard-hitting exclusives. Say cheek.
Take a deep breath and grit your teeth.
Adorably so, probably, yeah.
Take a look behind the veil. My wait was not in vain.
They have an adorable little scowl like a kitten. We can get... What? I never got that? Huh? I don't know what to say about this account anymore. Things I'm pretty sure I've gotten I apparently didn't. Not very good at the moment. I am fighting a really bad headache, and I did try eating a little bit to see if, hunger did play a part in it, which sometimes it does, and I immediately wanted to not eat anymore. So I might AFK in a second, to use the restroom.
Add Astra.
So what did I miss out on not, like, doing that? It was 60 primos? That's okay. Because I was a dum-dum and totally just spaced going back into the game to get stuff.
You might want to get a guide if you're not familiar with the area.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna actually do that right now, so I'll be right back, guys. back. I almost picked up the wrong controller. Where's my controller? There we go. All right. Let's okay, all days are done for that. All imaginary theater is done. We're just missing the last fight on the Imaginarium Theater. Because we could actually do visionary mode, so that was cool. What wasn't cool was it was weird. So for this account, we chose, I chose Escoffier, and then when my husband went back in to try it, because I was doing it on hard mode, not realizing that, or we initially did it on hard mode, and I was like, oh, you're one character off, and we realized we could change the Traveler to get that one character to do Visionary. And, yeah.
This realm is true.
So I think we tried both Escoffier and Sitlali, making it to the final boss, but not having damage. Like the reactions were going off.
If you ever have any...
The reactions were going off, but it felt like it was doing nothing for damage. And on his main account and on my main, we had used Wriothesley. So he had taken my Wriothesley for his run, and then obviously we made sure to save Wriothesley for my main. And it went down absolutely no problem. And I find that incredibly odd. Alright, I'm gonna be real, guys. I don't feel good at all. So let's... head over to Fontaine in and of itself. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'll do the wishes, because we've been waiting for that. I'll flip onto my main, because I can do stuff really fast on my main. And we'll see how I feel after I do that. As of right now, I did take some Pepto to kind of try to curb the nausea, but it's really not doing it. And I'm wondering if looking at the screen is causing an issue, even though my headache has tapered a little bit. Kind of wondering. Oh. That was the other thing I didn't do. Oh, look at that. We don't have any dust again. That's okay. Alright, let's do this. I think we're like nowhere near a 5-star. I know that. 4-star maybe. Yeah, we'll see a 4-star. Fuck you. Yeah, there's the 4-star. And it's a shitty lion's roar. Cool. The model is semi-based off an raw. I do the scaling like one. Hello. Alright, Chronicle Wish time. We do have a 10 pull and some singles. I think I said I was at 30. I could grab the one from the glitter as well, which we'll probably do. Yeah, 30. We are 30 even. I am just going to grab this because we know we're going to need it. So 40. Sorry. Really would like a cookie. Not quite enough for a temple, so singles it is. Should see another 4-star though. So 41, 42. 43. 44. Cookie. Fuck you. 5. And 46. Yay. So I think what's even worse about this Chronicle Wish, as much as potential as it has, there's not a lot of 4-stars here for Inazuma. There's what? Kirara, Kuki, Sayu, Toma, Goro? Am I missing one? I might be missing one. Oh no, this count is fucking cursed. Sara. Of course, Sara. How did I forget Kujo Sara? Um, this account is cursed, and I'll show you why. I have had plenty of opportunities to have 5-star weapons here. You can see I only have 2. I have the first Great Magic. I lost for her weapon, Shotsu's weapon. And I have an R4 Amos bow. I don't mind the first one. Yeah. So that meant 3 times I could have gotten a different weapon. This was all off the standard banner. And I gotten that dumbass bow every time. And it was 3 in a row. I have a short up on YouTube that shows that it was 3 in a row. It makes me hate this account so freaking much. I'm going to flip over to my main to do stuff super quick. And like I said, I think I'm going to hop off early because I'm not feeling well. But I'll be right back. The early was a Chi-Chi, not the Amos, I don't think. Unless my last Amos was early. We can check that really quick. So you can see this says the last 5-star I got. That was about at pity, I think. Actually, it's showing 45? Oh no, so I guess that was early. That was like in 40-something pity. That was 2. And there's 3. I mean, this account was meant to do a couple things. It's not really a challenge account or anything like that, but it's incredibly infuriating that that happened, and I didn't think that could happen on the standard banner. I figured that like, oh, if you got a weapon, you would get a character next. If you got a character, you had the chance for a weapon next. Like it favored the characters. I was completely wrong. So yeah, that was some pretty shitty luck on this account. And this account initially was created to try to do the Chronicle Wish because I was saving for my constellations for Neuvillette when he reran with Kazuha. So I wanted to see one and Kazuha himself because I didn't have him yet. And I was like, oh, but the Chronicle Wish sounds really neat. I want to roll on it. So I made the second account to try it. And as a new player or a new account, the Mondstadt Chronicle Wish was on paper a really good idea because you start in Mondstadt, you have access to everybody's materials basically. Like even Mika, you just have to go out to either Dragonspine, not Dragonspine, that's Eula. Sumeru, he has the what the call it, the Wii Nut. So I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. That would be really awesome because you also got these really good 4-stars on Mondstadt's banner. You had Bennett, you had Sucrose, Fischl. And the other plus you could get the starter 3, which I got a chunk of. I got a chunk of Kaya's. I think I actually had C3 Kaya very early on because of that. So I was like, yeah, it's not that bad. But it felt so trashy rolling on that banner because I kept getting weapons. Oh, that reminds me. Do I actually... Who's a sword character? Farina, come here. Do I actually have one? I don't. I could have sworn I pulled one. I thought I had gotten Alley Flash off of that banner, but I guess I didn't. I know I got the bow. Oh, was it wine? Was it the book? No. I'm misremembering a lot. I might be. I could have sworn I got some of the, like, the wine and song and Alley Flash on this account. I guess I didn't. Start of the Abyss. Don't scrap it. Yeah. It sounds really good in theory. Yeah. Yeah, so this account just 36 starred the Abyss. As I mentioned, it was close to finishing Visionary mode. I think the only caveat was we didn't choose my main account's Risley to deal with the final boss. Because for some reason, even though we had up reactions and stuff like that, it wasn't doing any damage for some unknown reason, and I don't know why. All right, let me change to my main really quick and we'll do some daily stuff and then I am going to go rest a little bit. I apologize, guys. Like, I was not intending to suffer a really gnarly headache right now, but it is what it is. So I'll be right back. That was odd. Um, so I logged out of the remote play, and normally when that happens, it just goes back to the previous little screen where I can tell it to like just launch the PlayStation or to, you know, sign out. And it completely like shut down, even though I just told it to log out of the account that I was in. I don't know what's happening. The account as a whole is doing fine. Vareso is a good addition. It just needs some artifacts and levels and talents to smooth it. It's all. It's just Kurosaki getting bows. So many bows. It is. It really is. And it's like, it was perfect because like when Chaska was released, she ran with Linny. And I was just like, I didn't have the chain breaker and we didn't have any real ways to get billets outside of like using the solvents on them. And I'm like, I'm not going to waste my solvents on a fucking weapon. Screw that. So I opted to go balls to the walls. We'll just go for Chaska's bow. Worst case scenario or best case scenario, I would get Linny's, which is what happened. So it's just like, yeah, it's a double bow weapon banner. There's no way I'm not getting one of the limited. Proof of concept. Hi, Lumine. Okay, let's go change you back to Pyro Traveler. Back in, Benny boy.
You want me on your...
I claimed you. I don't know why. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll just make this quick today. I'll do my weekly bosses tomorrow. So, a couple things that I wanted to actually bring up, which one of the things I'm pretty sure most people who pay attention to Genshin actually have heard at this point, that the voice actress for Paimon is not actually voicing Paimon right now. And potentially has been replaced or will be replaced. And I am one of the people that is dancing about that. I've been following the stuff with the quote-unquote strike. And seeing her and the voice actress for Keqing and a few others, like, absolutely be unprofessional. I think it's the best words for it.
Ad Astra.
For people who have like just taken work, because here's the thing. There has been stuff with the voice actress for Paimon saying, you know what, I'm stopping myself right there. I should actually probably just use actor as a term, because I'm not going to be disrespectful. They are non-binary, so we'll say voice actor from now on. I apologize. But they were going off on Jacob Takanashi for taking the role of Kenichi, and saying, you don't take the role of a striking actor. I'm different because A, I'm disabled, I need the money, and B, I already had the role, but they're working during the strike that they're supposed to be a part of. So that kind of comes off weird. In the interview that caused her to actually say that it's like, oh, well, yeah, I'm not voicing Paimon right now, and Hoyo's probably going to replace me, they said that they told Hoyo that they weren't going to voice Paimon unless the game went Union. Which we know is untrue, sort of, because the time frame of that, they were still voicing Paimon. Something doesn't add up here at all. And I feel like the interview, because they went off, absolutely off on like YouTubers and stuff like that about not knowing anything about the strike, about just voice acting and the industry in general, when clearly the people I've at least watched that cover this have done their research on what's happening. And yeah, it it looks like that they got canned and they're just trying to save face at this point. The strike drama has been my go-to content for a while, and I eat it. Yeah, celebrating the downfall of Paimon English BA, absolutely. Like the way they went about it, going like, yeah, you can hate, not like the way I went about things. That's on you, kind of thing. That's your opinion. It's like, no, you are being a seabag to a fellow worker who, yes, just took a role, but you have to understand that they did not know anything about the strike because they are in Japan. And I'm sorry, it's not a strike, it's a work refusal. If anybody wants to watch a good video that really breaks a lot of it down into the most simplest of understandings, I'm going to pronounce his last name wrong. Joe Ziza, the voice of Risley, actually put out about a 30-minute video explaining a lot of the stuff, or trying to. And even though there's pieces that kind of are like tiptoeing around SAG a little bit, that it feels like, he does a good job of it. And at the very least, he tried to explain to everybody, trying to answer the questions that were being asked, unlike Karina, who was just like, no, shut the fuck up. This is what's happening. The other thing that got me in the interview with her was the fact that she said that she hadn't gotten paid for like, 5 months or something like that. Like there was a big like point in time where she wasn't getting her paycheck. Okay, you can complain about that, but you're blaming Hoyo for it when it was your fucking studio that was doing it, because Hoyo, and you stated this, helped you move studios so you could actually get paid and continue doing your voice work. Like, it can't be both. This is completely just the union trying to strong arm Hoyo into going union. Now, here's the question I'm going to propose to you guys, because this is the number one thing that bothers me about the entire thing, about the coverage of the entire thing. And I know, so for an example, I know other voice actors are involved and stuff like that are not involved in Genshin. I don't think Jennifer Hale does a voice in Genshin. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I know she's been like one of the ones that like, I want to get back to work. I want the strike to end, blah, blah, blah. Why is it that the Hoyo games, more specifically Genshin, the only one that's being covered and not the quote-unquote industry as a whole? That's what's not making sense to me.
Thank you for completing to Ad Astra.
You might want to get a guide.
Alright, since I can do stuff quickly on this account, we are going to do the artifact route. No, game, I did not tell you to do that. There you go. So that's the thing that's just been bugging me about the whole mess, is like, it's, Hoyo this, Hoyo that, Genshin, Genshin, Genshin. And it wasn't until I think around the time of the anniversary. So I know the start of Inforius didn't have Himiko or Dunhung. It's really hard to tell when the Trailblazer is supposed to speak, so I was not sure if Callus and Stella were actually voiced. And then it got more and more apparent that it's like, oh, nope, they're supposed to say stuff when you summon Mem and whatnot. And then, you know, we all of a sudden got very recently, oh, hey, by the way, here's new voices for your Trailblazers. And I don't know if that was assigned to some other voice actors in the Hoyo games or whatever. It's like, you're not untouchable. I miss Caleb as Callus, I'm not gonna lie. I liked his softer voice than the new one that we have right now. But the new one's not bad. It's just the line read of "we can do anything" that comes off very weird. What other games are feeling the strike other than Hoyo games? I can't think of having the same issue. Exactly. We know that there are striking actors, like I mentioned Jennifer Hale, because she came up in a post, I believe it was from Beto's voice actor. Oh, okay. Well, I don't have anything to level at the moment. Hang on. Oh. Sheesh. All right. Oh yeah, there is a quick select. I could do that, but I've already started scrolling. No. Stop. Buttons. Hoyo games, I can't think of anything to shoot. Time to destroy. I actually turn it into the artifact XP. So I don't lose it. I have 5 million more. I'm good. Now, the alt account would have probably destroyed it. I ain't gonna lie about that. But yeah, like, what other company you need more? But yeah, what other companies are feeling that work refusal? It's a really good question because, again, Beto's voice actor did retweet a post that was from Jennifer Hale and everything, who apologized for the outburst during a meeting. So I'm guessing that's one of the meetings that we saw come up recently, that was public, so that we could understand what was happening and with the voice actors. And it's like letting them vote on whether they should, you know, this is the good agreement, blah, blah, blah. I didn't get to see a lot of that. I only saw the brief stuff Hero Hay had posted. And kudos to Hero Hay, actually. He's been covering the strike stuff very, very well. Even if some of it is clout chasing with, you know, reading a lot of like the Reddit comments and stuff like that. However, I will point out that everything that he's reading on there with those kinds of comments and stuff like that, he does both sides. He's showing the sides of the bootlicking SAG people, and then he's showing, you know, people pointing out the hypocrisy. So, you know, thank you for showing both sides of that.
Rise like smoke.
But yeah, like, Hoyo is the only one I can think of that's really, like, suffering for it, quote unquote. Because we've seen actors get replaced pretty early in ZZZ, and then, you know, we got the replacement for the Trailblazers. I'm really hoping they work something out for Himiko and Dan Heng, just because, you know, it's very much like the Mondstadt crowd. If any of them got replaced, it would be very sad and disorienting because they're the first characters you meet. But I am happy to say that I know that Erica is returning as Venti, because she had posted out that she had finished recording and is just waiting to get patched in, and it's the only reason I have not done the main scenario yet. Main scenario. I just said that like it was 14. As someone who has been screwed by a union before, I don't know why the glorification of unions. I am sorry to hear that. Oh my god. I am so sorry that you've been screwed over by a union. But honestly, after, like, I understand what they were supposed to do. But in this instance, like with the voice actors, it literally seems like they want a monopoly and get more money from the non-union voice actors to become union. Because it's like, isn't the whole thing like the non-union VA can work a union job for like 3 months and then they have to join the union or something like that? That's shady as fuck. They're not union for a reason, because maybe they can't afford your goddamn 4,000 entry fee. Which I believe that was Joe Ziza's cost of entering the union was $4,000. Oh, Arlecchino almost bit her demise. Almost. Unions are very much a needed thing. Keep workplaces in check. Yep. I just remember the co-op here in town having some members who wanted to go union, but the vast majority of the workers did not. Yeah, I vaguely remember that too. They sound great, but in practice and with time, they become just as bad as the big company they fight. Yeah, exactly. And we're seeing that right now with the VAs. And like, I understand the argument of being able to have like legal fees taken care of and stuff like that, because you might not be able to afford a lawyer.
You two.
Oh, you died, didn't you? Okay. Because I can understand that. I understand, wanting health insurance because US healthcare is a pile of shit. But at the same time, it's like, look what they're doing. The fact that they're trying to strong arm a company into becoming union, like, very forcefully, is the only reason, like, I'm kind of happy that they recast the Trailblazers. Because, yeah, it's like, you're not invincible. It sucks because they were good voice actors, but at the same time, it's like, you're not gonna force them to go union, especially when in China, it's like, well, that's just in China. It's like, this is them as a company that has AI protections. They do anything shady with AI, even outside of China, China's probably gonna boot their ass.
Rise like smoke.
Casual and 50k, yep. When I can get the crit melt, it's actually really cool. You know what? I actually don't need to grab those as often now. I have over 400 of them. Say what you will about the little crystal fly trap. I've amassed over 400 of those little bastards. lagging again.
Incoming! Suffer the wrath of Eastling!
Miscalculated.
Funny enough, I guess that Lolly killed it on that one shot. Maybe Escopia did. And so Lolly got the other one. But typically the one with the gun backs up into the tent and doesn't get hit by anything. And I have to go in and kill it with Arlie. Well, technically, you don't have to kill anything. That is true. I don't. But I have a vendetta against the Fatui. While playing a Fatui. Those Maze voices in the game again. I'm not a fan of Voice in ZZZ now, but I'm happy they're making some progress. Yeah. Like that's again, there I've made it to the point of the story for Amphorius where I've actually heard Callus speak. And the voice actually isn't bad. It really is just the delivery of we can do anything that I've had a problem with so far. Now that I've actually heard him say some stuff in the story. But as I said, like if the Mondstadt crew, for an example, or even Don Hung and Himiko get replaced, it will be very sad just because they are the first characters you meet in the stories. But at the same time, our experience as players has been hindered by having characters be muted. And at this point, it's like, yeah, the voice is going to sound weird for a while, but, you know, at least let us hear them so we can just sit back and enjoy the story that's happening. And I am one of those, old school JRPG players that'd be like, back in my day, I had to read my story and stuff like that. But, yeah, back in my day, I had to read the story. Do you know how much I would love to have a voice acted Chrono Trigger? Like, hearing some of those lines being read aloud would be fantastic. My favorite scene in the entire game is Frog opening the magic cave. And it's still my favorite scene, despite the newer translation. But to this day, I still remember the Super Nintendo translation of him opening the cave. And if I ever heard those lines voice acted, oh, I would love it. Back in my day, we only had a book for adventures. We had to share the book. That's right, little dude. Ride your cannon. Look at him go. Shh, 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 shh. Casual 180k. Arlie never ceases to amaze you, does she, hon? My Kinichi's doing fine. Almost want to see him. So basically, you're absolutely okay if the building pity is going to result in C1. Might stop on the Chronicle Wish in 10 wishes or so if I don't get in early at the Inazuma Echo. Yeah. That's the thing I've noticed about the Chronicle Wish. Like, I went to Pity, I think, for Klee. Got Eula. I don't remember if I tried to do, like, a sneaky pulse before it ended. Because, you know, it's been a year since I've done that, so my Pity is gone. Or, the record of the Pity, I should say. The Pity is still there. Oh, not done. Yeah, I want to say I did too, and stopped like a day or two before because I wanted the pulse for Kazuha. Alright, that's done. Take care of this first.
This realm is
19 out of 20, not bad.
If you ever have it.
Snatland. Do the few runs in here. only other thing I wanted to bring up really quick, my husband and I are thinking about doing like the PlayStation Plus premium stuff, so you have access to a bunch of games. More specifically because my favorite Disgaea game is actually on that service. It's the only way I'm going to be able to play it because I have no way to really hook up my PS3 because the story of my PS3, for those who don't know, oh, I wish it had some other stats in it, but we'll see how it rolls for Nuvi. Um, I got my PS3 used from an old FF11 buddy, which was his. How do I want to put it? So he lent his cousin his PS3 at one point, and for a while he hadn't seen it. Like the cousin hadn't returned it or anything. So eventually he just bought himself a new PS3. Well, he messages me one day and he was just like, yeah, you remember that cousin that had the PS3? I finally got it back. And I was like, oh, okay, well, now you have two. And he's like, well, it kind of is in not good condition. Apparently, they opened it, which you're not supposed to do. Oh, that would have been better if that was double crit. Oh, you're not supposed to. And apparently, the HDMI port was broken. And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to trade it into GameStop for like 60 bucks. And I was like, it still works though. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, well, if 60 bucks is all you want for it, I can send you 60 bucks. And you can spend it anywhere instead of just getting, you know, credit from GameStop. And he's just like, yeah, okay. Now, granted, it technically cost more than 60 because it was like $20 to ship it to me. But and I was like, oh, let me pay you the shipping cost. I'm sorry. We didn't even think about it. And he was like, no, it's fine because we both didn't know. So yeah, I got my PS3 for 60 bucks. And it works. It just needs the RF switch. So I just don't know how to stream it with the RF. All right. Maybe no. That's a situation of it needs the other crit. So yeah, I've been just trying to think of like some other stuff to play on stream, and when I saw D2 on that service, I was just like, man, I would love to play D2 on stream. I love that game. I absolutely love that game. So we're looking into actually doing that. That's not good. I mean, I don't really. Well, if it gets ER, that's fine, actually. But none of these are for Skirk. Come on.
Letting brave names echo.
Last one, last one. But there's a whole lot in that library. I don't think Breath of Fire is any of them, unfortunately, but oh, come on. If that had the double crit, that would have been perfect. Why were all the Sans HP? Oh. Oh. I can do this now too. Layla, I need you to take the sword from Alhaitham just so I can see your stats. Alright, we got nothing there. Oh, we did have a headpiece too. Oh, yeah, the really weird healing bonus that was double crit. No new flowers, no new feathers, and then the 1 HP Sans. Which is already a 4-liner. So, let's see. Where are you gonna go? Flat HP. I'm gonna say you're really dead right there. But Nuvi doesn't mind HP. So there's your missed one. You have one more chance. Now you're dead. Oh yeah, the EM. Flat HP. Nope. I have only gotten a flower and a feather from Veresa from that domain for so far. This domain is just such bad luck. It's insane. I haven't gotten a single good piece. My pieces are mediocre at best. I think the only good one is my feather. Like, this is okay. Like, I'm not going to complain about that too much. My feather is actually good. Offset sands. This was the attack sands I had on it. Absolute trash. I made the cryo goblet. So keep that in mind. I made the cryo goblet. But I did get this for Auroron. Or I have it on Auroron. It wasn't as good as the one Fischl is using right now. I think I just had that because it's crit rate. Probably something similar for like Charlotte. And then I just have like no Geo. And I only got a crit damage headpiece. Little bit of crit rate, but it has 2 flats and EM. And that's my crit rate one, which again is but at least that one has a little bit of crit damage and some attack in it. I just don't know what Skirk is going to need. So I want to cover all my bases on that. A 50 CV artifact. I have one, I just don't remember. Is it Xingqiu? I think it's on Xingqiu. Or it was on Xingqiu. He's on Noble S right now. Who has... Oh, Barbara. Barbara has his stuff. Where is it? Oh, is it your feather? It was his feather. Yeah, my Xingqiu's artifacts were pretty good. But he's on Noble S, so he can buff Wriothesley. We still want Noble S, because we want to try to get a crit rate headpiece. He's on crit damage right now. Oh, that was one off. Whatever. Okay. I mean, Xingqiu might get an upgrade there. Head. Damn it. You know, if you get HP %, that might actually be really good for Bennett. I'll roll it. I'll roll it. Benny boy. Okay, this is high ER and high HP. I just want to see. Let's say what... Defense %. No. All right, let's see. What is the final stat for this? We'll throw this in there. ER. Okay. Xingqiu, what do you have? Double crit EM. Alright. We gamba. Don't like that defense. But you did go into crit, so we'll keep going. Let's see. Right? Alright, I'm not too mad about the ER. But he's only got one more shot. Which I don't think this is going to... Unless this goes high into crit rate, I don't think it's going to be worth it. Poor Yelan, an entire year farming for her, and her best one got 42. I mean, my poor newbie still doesn't have a 50 CV one either. Ah, you bastard. No! No, it could have been so good! It could have been good, chat. And I don't think there's anything else to roll. Alright. No upgrades today. Alright, well, before I sign off to go taper off the headache again, we do have 5 standard pulls. As I said, I'm saving for Skirk, so I'm not going to be using anything else. Unless it's an early 5-star, or a 4-star. I don't think we're going to see anything, because I barely got the Skyward Blade. Yeah, 21. I'd see an early, though. Last one. Yeah, no perp. I didn't think so. That's okay. Although, I'm actually happy, too. I have 39 Star Glitter left. I did set a course if I did decide to do this instead. Which I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to straight up save for Skirk and her weapon. That way I don't have to use Chiori's weapon, but I do have it if I need a crit weapon. But yeah, this was the other thing that I was excited about when the month flipped. Where is he? There's my man. I finally got him C6. He was the only original character that I cared about getting C6 of the starter 3. I think I only bought him out of the shop twice. The rest of them were pulls from the standard banner. So, very happy. Forrest got to use him in the Imaginarium Theater, which was a lot of fun to watch. He's not too bad. He is on Blizzard Strayer, so he has, if something's frozen, he has like an 83% crit. Otherwise, it's only, what, 63? If it's just inflicted with cryo. But he's not too bad. He's on Wolfang. But this was also my first piece, and I think my only piece that has 38 crit damage on it. 21 crit damage. Yours has better. Yeah, yours has the attack. You have less crit damage, but you have attack on it. Then there's this. That's absolute pile of poo. But I can, as you can see, I have like no other crit or cryo cups. Oh, yeah. This isn't good either. But it was the only crit damage one on set. I have an okay one that's crit rate, but he would be overcapped on crit. But yay, Kaya. All right. Sorry for such a little bit of a short stream, guys. I am definitely going to go lay down, try to get rid of my headache. Definitely going to try to seek out some caffeine at some point, because that's probably the key thing that's missing right here. But tomorrow I'll hopefully do my normal stuff with the dailies, my weekly bosses, at least on the main. And then still do some pre-farming for Skirk. I still need to go get some cogs and stuff. I still haven't done that. Glorious King Kaya. But yeah, other than that, it's just more of the norm. I'm just hopefully will not have a headache tomorrow. So I hope you all had a good time for what little time I had with you today. And I hope you all take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.